Davy Coys says, this is a really unpopular one, saying Levy is interested in football.
Yeah, American football.
He's definitely interested in American football. He's interested in F1.
Do you reckon he follows American football more than he does the Premier League?
I don't even think he knows one American football team's name. He probably just looks at all of them as dollar signs in his eyes. But yeah, he's interested in events, properties, hotels, apartment blocks. He's pretty much interested in everything apart from football.
Yeah, he's interested in football money. Money in football. That's what he's interested in.
Gaelic says, Son is more of a Spurs legend than Kane. No debate. Yeah, I don't think that's unpopular anymore. I think that is 100% true. Sonny is a much bigger legend for Tottenham than Kane was.
Yep. He won a trophy, was our captain when we won the trophy. He's also one of the top 5 goal scorers and top assister in the Premier League as well. So as much as Kane has the overall top goal scorer list, that's not enough to push him over the edge of what Son brings to the table.
Our fan base are worse than Levy himself.
Kane says that.
Yeah.
Harry calling us out. Jesus. Our fan base are worse than Levy himself. I don't think that's true. I can't really agree with that. I don't think our fan base are worse. Our fan base are great. We can be. I think we've been driven crazy by Levy, and yes, maybe there are certain elements of our fan base that have become a bit toxic at times, or maybe so desperate for a trophy that it's driven us crazy in down paths that we don't even know what we want sometimes. But I think all the source is Levy, really, for our craziness.
Look, every fan base has all sorts of fans in there. Spurs are not the only ones that have this kind of element in their fan base. Every single fan base in the world has it. So if you're going to call Spurs fans worse than Levy, that means that every fan base in the world is probably worse than Levy. Yeah, everyone is culpable for it. We just notice it more because we are in it, and we are the Spurs fans. And, you know, we live day by day by them, talking to them every day, following the noise on social media and everything like that. So,
do you not feel like maybe we're more polarised than some other fan bases?
It depends what's going on at the football club at the time. Like, Arsenal fans are just as bad, if not worse, at bad times.
I'm not talking about Arsenal. I'm just saying other fan bases.
Like who?
Chelsea.
Chelsea, they're protesting against their owners like a year or two after coming in.
True. United, you reckon we're more polarised?
United are going. They're having shit fits every single week. What are you talking about?
Villa.
I mean, Villa have got nothing really to complain about right now. So what have they got to complain about?
Did they win Champions League? They dropped out.
Yeah, but they're going through their best moment in their history, pretty much, since when they used to win Champions Leagues.
What about? Yeah, I guess good point.
So I mean, every fan base has their moments, and
are we in our moment?
We've been in our moment for a long time. We've been in our moment for a long time, and ultimately, it all stems from what happens on the football pitch, and it's been not good enough for Spurs for so long. So until that gets better, then the fan base will quickly jump on board. And
you know, even in this, you know, we've been kind of struggling as a fan base for a long time, but you know, we were great during the Europa League run. Even the past 5 years since Poch, where it's been so, you know, very up and down, mostly down. Those 6 months under Conte, I remember, everyone was together. It was such a great time to be a Tottenham fan, those 6 months under Conte.
First 6 months under Ange.
First 6 months under Ange as well. So, yeah, I agree. It's just a reaction to what happens on the pitch. It's true.
When we're good, we're the best in the world.
Exactly.
I so firmly believe that. When the Spurs fans are on it, we are the best fans in the world. And even last season, when things were going terrible and we'd go to away grounds and, you know, get served up dross sometimes or maybe even win, you know, fans in the away end would be loud and proud and atmosphere would be absolutely banging. So I think Spurs fans have to put up with so much and they give so much back. In positive and negative, that we don't actually have wonder kids, star boys, or whatever you want to call them. We just overhype average kids, Sar, Grey, Lancashire, Moore, etc., Scarlet.
Scarlett comes after the etc. Why not?
He was just so angry writing it, he wrote etc. That he thought of Scarlett and he was like,
I definitely think we have a tendency of overhyping every wonder kid that we have. 100% agree with that. I don't think they're all average though, but I think we genuinely do right now have a bit of a golden generation, and the talented kids we have right now, or the teenagers, are very much more talented than the ones we've had in the past. If you look at Bergvall, and we're not overhyping him, he's absolute class. I think Sarr is class. I think Gray. Look, Gray. I think Gray's got potential, but obviously needs to improve. I think Moore is class. So I don't think we're overhyping them, but sorry, I do think we have a bit of a golden generation, but I also think we do kind of sometimes put too much pressure on them when they're kind of developing or they're showing potential. Then we're like, oh, get him in, play him straight away, all these different things. And I do think we kind of expect a bit too much too soon sometimes from a lot of these youngsters. Where you got to remember they are still developing and they are still kind of growing. They're not the finished article anywhere near. Sometimes they're not quite ready for consistent game time, and you got to bed them in. And I think sometimes fans are too desperate to want to chuck them in. So I agree with that, but I don't think I think specifically right now, I do think we have a bit of a golden generation of talent. I do. I don't think it's just hype.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I very much believe in the talents of people like Mikey Moore, Jamie Donnelly, Josh Keeley, even ones that we've brought in as well in Odebear, Tell. I mean, Odebear's a funny one because I feel like we should loan out Odebear next season. Just to bring in kind of someone that can do it here and now. I just think Odebear's still a bit of a slow burner. And with the injuries that he's had last season, not being able to get consistent minutes, and with us being in the Champions League this year, I feel Odebear might be best suited to getting a Premier League loan and playing week in, week out. But I still think the talent's there. The talent is there, and we've got some of the biggest talent in Europe right at this moment in time. So I don't think it's overhyped. I think we've actually got unbelievable talent here. Son can blossom under Frank. He's still better than people think. Also, Spence is our best fullback. So I disagree with Spence being our best fullback. I think it was proven towards the back end of last season how good Porro and Udogie actually are. And I think people forgot actually how good Udogie it can be. And I think he proved that. But look, that doesn't discredit Spence, because I think Spence is also, in his own right, a very good fullback. I just think we're very lucky to have 3 top quality fullbacks.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think Spence is our best, but he's good. He is really good. He's strong, he's fast, and he's good defensively. Doesn't get caught out too many times in one-on-one.
He's probably best one defensively.
Yeah, I think there's a good shout to say he's the best one defensively. But I think as an overall package, I still think Udogie and Pyro offer more in that front. Son can blossom under Frank. I think he can too. It's just whether he's going to stay here or not. But yeah, I do think he can blossom. I think Frank can really get the best out of him.